Hello scrapbooking friends, and thank you for joining me for another process video. So today's layout is another layout for Scraptember, and it's for day 13, and the prompt is stars. So Scraptember is a memory keeping event taking place in September. There's a YouTube playlist, a Facebook group and a hashtag Scraptember 2022. So it's quite easy to find across social media. So I'm doing a double page layout today. I've got these two papers here from the Lipstick Basics pack, and I've got a Bramble Fox piece here. I've got some Dotty About Flair, the Flair Hut pieces. I've got some embroidery there and some little star gems here that I've had for quite a long time. They're for stash items. So I've picked out, I don't know if you can see this glitter alphabet here, which I'm going to use for another part of my title. And that is American Crafts Thickers, and it's this one called MaCaw. And I've had this for quite a long time, and I don't know what year it came out. Can't quite see, but yeah, I'm happy to get another title out of another alpha pack, and it's glittered, which I've said before, I use glitter, you know, if I can find an alphabet that works and it's glittered, then I'll use it. Doesn't matter if it's Christmas or not. So this layout is about a concert that I went to, David Essex, here in the UK. If you're from the UK, I'm sure you know who he is. If you're not from the UK, you may not. He's a singer, songwriter, actor. He was quite, I suppose his heyday, as you might say, was in the 70s. But yeah, he's still going even today. He's just doing a tour at the moment. So that's where I went to. You might notice this small little title, part of the title here. Tiny little letters there. Now that is, today I'm quite pleased with myself because I've used a tool that I don't use very often. It's called a squeeze tool, and I don't know if it has a brand. Probably should have checked that before I came on. I don't know if it's got a brand, but it's called the squeeze tool, and I've had it for years, like probably about 13 years, and I've used it over the years. Not a lot, but I have used it from time to time. And I remember when I first got it, I was really desperate to get it, and I've actually don't think I've ever seen anybody use one or talk about it. So yeah, it's kind of strange, but I do use it occasionally, and it comes with these little sort of metal plate things that you put into the tool, and then you squeeze the tool, as the name suggests, and then you get these like little, you know, it squeezes out the alphas. The only thing is you get 4 letters on a square, and if you need a letter several times like I did here, you have to squeeze it every time, so you get loads of extra, like excess, but you know, it's just a tiny little bit of card that you use. So yes, I'm really pleased with myself. I'm going to get that used today. So yeah, double page layout. I've already used gesso, Vicki Boutin Gesso. I've used it again. I've used it on another layout recently, and what I thought I would do was just kind of like just make an area or create an area for the title, because this would get lost, and I've said before I don't mind that, but on this occasion I quite liked it to have something below to make it stand out more. And also it's just another way, just another tool or another product that I'm using, so you know, I'm quite pleased with that as well. So my design for today, I think I'm going to use, I've got this musical piece here, I've got this kind of star piece and star piece. So as the prompt is stars, I'm going to I've got the star paper and some star flare, and then I've got another musical piece here. I've got a September piece there and another heart piece here. So the heart and the stars came from the current August release. Musicals is older but still available, and the months, as far as I know, are still available. So I'm going to scatter those around. What I'll probably do is put 3 on each side of the layout. So it's a double page, but it's kind of a compact, I don't know how you describe it. It's not a mirror image or anything at all. I'm just documenting one evening on 2 pages. And the reason why I chose this paper was because he sings a song, I'm Going to Make You a Star. So that's the reason for that. And this side, I thought this red dot of paper went really well with the colouring in this photo here. And also there were like spotlights on the stage. You can't quite see them, but there were spotlights on the stage that looked a little bit like that. They kept changing colour. So yeah, I also thought that that colour went well with the colour of that photo. So yeah, that's my thinking. And I did toy with the idea of doing half and half. So half star and half dot on each side. But I changed my mind because I thought that these photos I wanted these photos to be together. And I wanted these photos to be together, and it just, as far from my point of view or my perspective, it just looks better on the two separate backgrounds. So yeah, let's get going. I picked out some of my old gem pieces. Like I said, I thought I'd probably do my favourite top left to bottom right thing going on with this side. So I'm going to have some stars, I think, like this. I'm not sure where I picked out 3 of each, but I can't remember whether I was thinking I'd have 3 gold and 3 silver, and then I changed my mind. I'm not really sure, but I think I quite like the mix. So I probably originally thought I'd probably have 3 clusters of gold and 3 clusters of silver. But yeah, I've decided to mix them up a little bit, and the kind of gold in this photo here, so that's why I was thinking gold, but then I quite liked having a bit of silver as well. So I always like a bit of silver with black. So yeah, that's where I'm going. So what I think I'll do is get this main title down here. Well, this is not actually a title. This is just an acrylic piece that could be a title. But the title of my layout is going to be Here We Are Now All Together. And the reason for that is there's a song, Here We Are Now Together. And the first sort of line of it is when he actually does sing Here We Are Now All Together. And when he was singing it on stage that evening, it was quite emotional, I have to say, because you know what, with everything, and this tour did get cancelled. It did get not cancelled, it got postponed from 2021. So yeah, it was just like the way he was singing it and everything and interacting with the audience, it was quite emotional. So I thought that's what I would title my layout. I use a gesso here as well for this date. Same alphas as that other word there. And gesso here and here and here. So here I'm going to do writing. And I wasn't sure whether how you could write on gesso. So I did a little test. Seems to be okay. So what I'm going to do is add my journaling on this piece once I've done everything else, I think. Probably get everything else down first and then think about what I want to say. So I'll get that photo down. I think I'm going to angle that one slightly at the edge of the paper there. I've got to put them quite close to the edge because I want to fit them all on. And the middle one I have actually raised on foam. And so yeah, I want that one. That's going to be a little bit higher. And I like to angle them a little bit, just, you know, just to give a bit of interest. And this one, as I say, I've done on foam. So this one's going to go in the centre of the layout. So I want that together to go there. Do I want that a little bit lower like that? Showing a little bit of the pattern paper? I think so, yeah. Sorry about that, Buddy was barking. I think there must be something on the television that he's barking at. I think I'll pop these pieces down. I'm not going to stick all this down live, because I'm pretty sure you won't want to see me do that. And this one, I'm not even sure how I'm going to do it. I thought about doing it on my little Xyron sticker maker, but yeah, I think even that's going to be too fiddly. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to put a dab of glue on each one and just press it to the page, and it obviously won't be fast. It won't be stuck like strong, or the whole of the actual letter won't be stuck down. But as long as it is stuck down, I know what I'm trying to say, then that's fine. Trying to get this over here as far as I can so that I can fit that flare piece in over there with some twine around it. So I think that looks fine. That side, and then I get these photos stuck down here. I haven't mounted either of these photos onto foam, just flat to the page. Just overlap them slightly, I think. Perhaps like that. I was on the front row, so yeah, I took these photos myself. This photo was, oh, stuck to the table. This photo was before I went in with my VIP bag. I did get a VIP ticket. I was quite fortunate. I'm a member of the theatre. And actually, it was only after the original concert got cancelled or postponed that I managed to get a better ticket, because people obviously couldn't, some people were not unable to make the rescheduled date. So I managed to grab a seat on the front row, which I didn't have originally. And actually, when I was there at the show, the people sitting next to me are the ones that had given up the ticket because a family member wasn't able to make the rescheduled date. So yeah, so I was quite fortunate actually that I did manage to get a much better ticket for the rescheduled show, because the original show was on a Sunday and the rescheduled show was on a Friday. So yeah, lots of change, but amazing concert and just, yeah, fantastic. Really had a good evening. So what I'm going to do now is just go away and stick a few things down and then get back to you and we'll finish off together. Okay, so I've stuck down all these pieces, the alphas, and this, well, I'd already done that, hadn't I? I've stuck down the gems and the flare and everything. So everything's stuck down. It did not go well. I started off by thinking I'd just use my glue, but it was so fiddly. After the first one, I decided to use my little sticker maker. But then as I was using my sticker maker, it ran out. So I only managed to get a few in there. And then I decided to just do all the others with the glue because I had no choice. And yeah, oh my gosh, fiddly, fiddly, fiddly. I'm not sure it looks that great, but you know, it's down now and I can't change it. So I might mark the paper there a little bit, but yeah, I did my best with sticking them down. That was really hard. I have actually used those before, on layouts before. I don't remember it being so hard, but maybe it was. Okay, so yeah, I'm glad that's done. So what I'll do now is I'll do the twine. So yeah, it's a really good concert. He's also known for his musical theatre. He wrote a musical called All the Fun of the Fair, which I saw him in a few times a few years ago. I actually met him at the stage door one time, and he said he liked my hair. So I did, of course I did a scrapbook page about it. I shall have to put a photo of that at the end of this video if I can get a decent photo, because I'd have to dig out the layout. I'm not sure which album it's in, but yes, I met him one time, and he was in a TV program here called EastEnders for a few years. I never saw him in that because I don't watch the program, but yeah, he's well known for being in that program as well. And he was in a film called That'll Be the Day, which was actually filmed here on the Isle of Wight in the 1970s, early 1970s, with Ringo Starr and also Billy Fury, who I talk about quite a lot. It was a little bit later in his career. Yeah, so I've always been a fan. Seen him in concert before. In fact, I went to his concert in 2016, which was supposed to be his farewell concert, but yeah, he decided to do another tour. Yeah, I've put a lot of blue there, haven't I? And that is really showing. So I'm hoping that when that dries, it's not noticeable. Don't think I'm used to using such a vivid cardstock. Yeah, not sure. Maybe I've done it before and it dries fine. But I'm just going to try and gently get that one around there. I am hoping that all this excess glue, yeah, disappears. One more to do here. And then this layout will probably be finished. So yeah, it's the Stars Prompt Scrap Timber, and yeah, I think I'm okay with the stars, obviously with the pattern paper and the gems there. Right, I think that's down. I have to say, this is not one of the easiest layouts I've ever made. I struggled to plan it. I struggled to decide how I wanted my photos. And yeah, and then I struggled to find because I wanted a long title, I struggled to find the alphas that I wanted to use. I was quite pleased to get this word out of that title, because I think there's like only one T, and then I managed to find one at the bottom of the bag where I keep them, so that was quite good. And then I managed to get obviously this date here. It is the 2nd of September for those people outside of the UK or in America. It's not the 9th of February. Yeah, so I did struggle, to be honest, to put this one together, because I wanted to get these photos on the layout, these 3 photos, and I wanted to obviously get a picture of me, and also I really liked this photo that I took of him on stage. So yeah, I wanted to get all those on. Too many for a single page layout. I didn't want the photos to be smaller. So yeah, I thought I'd put it together as a double. But yeah, a bit of a struggle with it. You know, just coming up with the idea for this one, really. But I'm pleased with it now. I'm pleased that I used a tool that I don't use very often. Obviously a mixture of Bramble Fox, Dotty About Flair and stash items, older title, alphabet pieces there. And I use my gesso, which, you know, I could become quite fond of. Pokey tool used to get the little bits out of these little alphas here. So yeah, all around quite pleased with it. And I'll just, like I said, I'll do the journaling on here. I'll do that off camera. Hopefully I won't mess that up. Not sure what I'm going to write there yet, but I'll take a photo at the end, and then you'll be able to see that at the end. And I mean, I'll take a photo when I've finished, and then at the end of the video you'll be able to see that. So and I'll add a date as well. Oh no, I've already added the date. Don't need to add a date. I've added the date. Okay, once again, stay safe. Thank you for joining me. Take care, and I shall see you next time.